あれから5年経った。人類はようやく尊厳を取り戻しつつある。勝てる。人類の反撃はこれからだ。
Hey everybody, Tyler the Fro here with another Digimon deck tech. I've been on a bit of a tear lately with Royal Knights and I just had to share my list. Royal Knights is smack dab in the crossroads of Megazoo and a toolbox deck that just appeals to me. We're deep enough into the season that I probably don't need to explain how Royal Knights works, but here's the main game plan. Step 1. King Draysel in Racing lets you reduce the play cost of one Royal Knight per turn. At the start of your turn, whatever Royal Knights you have in play are drawn back under King Draysel, which reduces the cost of subsequent Royal Knights. Step 2. Step 3. Play Omnimon, grab all your Royal Knights, and swing for game. There's a lot of flexibility to how you play the deck, as each Royal Knight has a way to slow the opponent down just long enough to get Omnimon online. You can delete Digimon with Jessamon and Gallantmon, freeze them with Examon, bounce them with All-Force Vidramon, or even just brick wall them with a variety of massive blockers. Like any good combo deck, your early turns are for setting up, and Royal Knights has access to some incredible effects for getting your engine going. Omekamon and Royal Knights of the Purge each draw a card when played, and can tuck a knight from your hand under King Draysel. Omekamon is also great for getting in early chip damage or attacking smaller suspended Digimon. Royal Knights of the Purge can also do this with the knights tucked under King Draysel, and while you lose the on-play effect of that Digimon, you do get any when attacking effects. You can also use this to grab a huge blocker for free. The last setup card I'm running is Sistermon CL. I've seen some lists run Blanc for the draw too, but since it's a toolbox deck, I've found that being able to select the best card from among 3 is usually a little bit stronger. For the actual Royal Knight package, there are a couple that you absolutely have to run 4 of. Magnamon is easily the best turn 1 play going first since it's a cheap blocker that draws when it leaves play. Dynasmon is the next best thing to play as, like Sistermon CL, it's able to dig into more Royal Knights. This is probably your best turn 2 play, or if you're going second, turn 1 play. Finally, Omnimon is the main win condition, so I run the full set since I always want to see it. In addition to the game-ending on-play that grabs your knights from under King Draysel, you can also use additional copies of Omnimon to delete opposing Digimon just to buy time. Some of the Royal Knights let you play more Royal Knights, netting even more triggers and even more value. Leopardmon lets you play another knight from your hand for a discounted cost, and Genkumon grabs a friend from under King Draysel for free, so I'm running 3 copies of each. These also establish a defensive presence to buy you more time, so you want to see these effects frequently. Speaking of defense, I'm running a pair of Craniumon and Alphamon to gum up the board and stop larger threats from attacking. Craniumon's an exceptional blocker that can't be affected by the opponent the turn it's played, and you can also force the opponent to attack with a Digimon that they don't want to send in. Alphamon is fantastic for shutting off decks like Belphamon that rely on attacking with a high play cost boss monster. Sometimes all you need is a turn to win, and Alphamon buys you that turn, but because it doesn't do much until they have that boss monster, it's only a 2-0 for me. The majority of the other Royal Knights act as our removal and interaction. While they're more conditional than Omnimon's just murk a guy effect, Jessamon and Gallantmon's DP based deletion is potent enough that it can cover most threats out there. Kentaurousmon is a bit more narrow as far as deletion effects go, but it gives you more aggression with the unsuspension on attack. Just grab it from King Draysel off a Purge and swing for the fences. It does also have the potential to stack the top of your security with its on-play effect. All-Force Vidramon excels at handling Digimon with important inheritables or deletion effects, and Examon is a huge body that can lock down decks focusing on lone attackers. Rounding out the Knights package is a single copy of Lord Knightmon to grab knights from the trash and gain memory when the opponent attacks. I've seen some lists running 2 copies, but I found that while the recursion is powerful, Lord Knightmon doesn't impact the board, which is what the deck needs to do every single turn to survive. I'd say the memory gain on the opponent's turn is clutch, but it does only trigger once per turn, so on average you're only choking 1 to 2 memory at best. So Lord Knightmon, good enough to still keep a copy in the deck, but that's about it. Now, any deck that relies on cheating on memory is susceptible to hate cards, and Royal Knights is no different. Psychomon, Chikurimon, and Solarmon are all backbreaking if you're not prepared. For handling these floodgates, I'm running 2 copies of Porcupamon and 3 Marcus Daemon. The on-play effect for these, each answers Psychomon with the added benefit of providing either chip checks with Porcupamon, or setting your memory of return with Marcus so that they're never dead cards. Lunka Out of Stock though is a catch-all removal option that, depending on when it's played, can delete anything 12 KDP or less, or just launch a Digimon to the top of the security stack. If you play it when you have 3 security, you get a 2-for-1, which is devastating. If you don't draw into any of these, you can also use Royal Knights of the Purge to grab Gallantmon or Kentaurismon to delete a Psychomon using their attack triggers. So you always have an out. Well, there you have it. Just a quick and dirty deck tech, and again, Royal Knights is a toolbox deck, so you can adjust these ratios to better suit your metagame. This is what's been working for mine, which tends to skew more red, blue, and purple decks. If you have more control in your meta, you can easily shift the ratios to be more aggressive, and vice versa for aggressive metagames. Going forward, I think I might add a 3rd copy of Gallantmon because it just overperforms every time I see it. It's just a matter of finding one. So this has been Tyler the Fro. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, do all that YouTube stuff, and you have yourselves a great day.